Hey everyone, this is Denna Babul, and I am the founder of the Fatherless Daughter Project. It's a book, a nonprofit, and a documentary. And I thought it would be good to go on live here today and talk to you about what fatherlessness is, how it affects all of us, and what we can do about it. The first thing I thought would be interesting to discuss is what fatherlessness is, the definition. If you see me looking over to the left, it's because I'm getting a couple of messages and I want to make sure I'm asking everybody, answering everybody's questions. So I think there's a 5-second delay. Hey, Miss Lisa Pierce, I see you too. And Misty Claire. Thanks for joining everybody. But if you were affected and you want to ask a question, ask away. And if it's like a 5-second pause, like I was saying, and if you need me to answer a question, I'll be glad to do it. Hey, Denise, and Mary, and everybody else is joining us. I really, really appreciate this. This is exciting because it lets me know that our message is getting out there. I know we're bombarding everybody on social media, so we just want to say hello and get started. So first things first, 2 weeks ago, my pride and joy, the Fatherless Daughter Project, came out. It's a book, Understanding Our Losses and Reclaiming Our Lives. It came out 2 weeks ago with Penguin Random House, and it's at Barnes & Noble and every bookstore near you, including Amazon. And God, we have been on a whirlwind tour. First, we started in New York, and we started with, of all things, the Jenny McCarthy show. How fun is that? She is crazy and just as cool as you would think she was. And right, we walked into her show. She was like, have y'all watched The Bachelor? Have y'all been watching The Bachelor? And I'm like, yes. In the book, there is a title, well, a little part of one of the chapters called The Men Tell All. And I got that because I wanted to talk to men out there that are married or dating fatherless daughters and kind of what we're about and who we are and what we're like. So I thought that was really interesting. But to get back on subject, what is a fatherless daughter? The way we define it is the lack of an emotional bond between a father and a daughter. So it could be due to one or multiple things. It could be death, divorce, addiction, incarceration, abuse, or just sheer abandonment. A lot of girls question if their father is not gone, has not passed away, are they fatherless? And the answer is yes, if some of these things bother you that I'm about to go through. But back to the definition of it, your dad can sit right beside you at the dinner table and not ask you a question, and you can feel the effects of fatherlessness. This is obviously not a male shaming video, or our project is not about male shaming. It's about getting this message out because it's a very silent epidemic. The emotions of fatherless daughters tend to go underground, and it's not something that we deal with outright. When a girl loses her mother in our society, you know, neighbors and family members and friends and everybody run to her rescue and run to the father's rescue who's left to take care of the children. And really, other women try to get in there emotionally and understand what's going on. Unfortunately, in our world now, if you lose your father, it's kind of an afterthought in some cases. 1 in 2 to 3 women feel like they're fatherless. In fact, in our survey, which is still up at fatherlessdaughterproject.com, 90% of the people that we surveyed, and we're over 5,000 now, relate to being fatherless. So it's really, you know, something that we have to start talking about, which is why our tagline is let's start talking about it. So how to know if you're fatherless or if it's affecting your life right now. I wrote down a couple of things, and a lot of this we get into in detail in the book. Do you have separation anxiety? Meaning if your current, you know, boyfriend, partner, or your father or whoever leaves, do you worry if he's going to come back? Do you need to have control in relationships? I'll raise my hand on that one. If you feel like you have to have control in relationships because you're scared to be out of control, you might just be a fatherless daughter. Do you have defiant behavior, meaning you kind of buck authority? And I don't mean that, you know, you're wild and crazy and you don't do your job correctly, or you don't, you know, answer to your boss or through the hierarchy of your job or your home life. I mean, do you feel like you have the answer? And if you feel like you do, it's probably because you've had to create your own playbook, your own emotional playbook, and you're the only person who got yourself through it, so you believe in what you're thinking and saying. Do you have friends that are more like family? I know I do, for sure. Hey from Australia, Miss Welch. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Are your friends more like family? Like I said, we all have that. We have our tribe. We call it the Fatherless Daughter Tribe here on Facebook. And we have a private Facebook page called the Fatherless Daughter Tribe that you need to be invited to get into. But if we let you in, you can share your grievances, your pain, your sorrow, your happiness, or whatever you want to share there. And we have a big support group that can come in and wrap their arms around you and rally with you. So if there's something that you want to get off your chest, but it's not something that you want to wear like a badge, feel free to check us out there on Facebook. Do you have some male energy traits? Meaning, if you take on male energy, meaning, you try to tell your husband what to do, or you take control of situations, or you're maybe more of the male in the relationship, the one who's in control of the sexual part, or when you say I love you, or if you say it back, or you make all the rules, then you definitely might be fatherless, that's for sure. Someone said, do you have a mother hen complex? Of course you do. You try to take care of everyone because you don't take care of yourself. So a lot of fatherless daughters take care of themselves take care of everyone else before they take care of themselves. And that's because growing up, they may have had to take care of their mother, their siblings, their father in some ways, emotionally, financially, maybe even as an adult, you're having to take care of people. So we tend to put ourselves last, and that can come out in so many different ways, physically, emotionally. We carry a lot of emotional stress, and we're in control, and we're strong. We're very resilient. And so we think nothing can get us down. And what happens is we get so exhausted from doing everybody else's work that we have to get a little quiet time for ourselves, which is why isolation is the biggest coping mechanism that we have. Can I get an amen from all of y'all out there on the coping mechanism? Also, back to if you're a fatherless daughter, may or may not be. If you seek attention from men or avoid them altogether. So like, for instance, if a lot of girls who are fatherless due to death or divorce, divorce or just someone abandoning them, those women tend to seek male attention. Where a woman that lost her father, or a daughter that lost her father, does not seek the attention, she actually runs from it. So, amen, amen. Thank you, ladies. Rochelle, I like the amen. And Michelle. Rochelle and Michelle. Anyway, so you're seeking attention in different ways. And really what it means is you're just scared to be reabandoned. So you have some commitment issues. So what we do as fatherless daughters is, again, we're trying to control everything. So we're either trying to control if we let the men in, so we let a lot of men come our way and we surround ourselves with men, or we run the opposite way and we don't let you in the fortress unless you're God yourself. So, there's different forms of that. Also, we're extremely loyal to a fault, meaning that we will do anything and everything for someone if you're in the tribe. If you're our best friend, our mother, our family member, we will do whatever we need to do to make sure you're okay. And if you're wondering why that is, it's because we don't want to be hurt we don't want to hurt anyone just like we've been hurt. So, do you deny your emotions around your father loss? Like, do you deny that it bothers you? If your dad was, say, an alcoholic or a workaholic, or maybe he's just an asshole, and you are like, oh, that doesn't bother me. I'm not going to let that get me down. I've been over it. Well, are you? Are you harboring some anger and resentment towards that? It's really important to take a look at that. The cool thing about us is we're extremely resilient. We are critical of things that don't go our way, especially with men, because we don't want to put up with any BS. And so if we go back to our playbook, whether it's right or wrong, we may, cut bait before we should or hold on too long because we don't want to get it wrong and we don't really know what normal is. The cool thing about us is that we're very successful in most everything. We do not want to let our past get us down. And so what we do is we go gung-ho for anything it is that we're trying to do, meaning our jobs, if we're caregivers, if we are the girl at school that takes care of bring in the refreshments to teachers' meetings or something. We want to be the best at that. We want to be the best at work. We want to be the best at everything because we just don't want to go back to feeling so bad. So if any of this is resonating with you, please let me know how you're feeling. I know one girl on here, I won't say any names, said that she dealt with some suicide with her father. And look, we talk about that in the book in detail. Suicide's a tough one because you're left behind trying to put together the pieces as to what happened specifically. I know I lost my father to something pretty brutal as well. And, besides having to deal with you don't have the father around, you also have to deal with that he had a mental illness and he hurt himself. And are you going to have the mental illness? Is that going to be part of your story as well? We talk about age matching in the book, where maybe the girl whose father unfortunately committed suicide, she may wonder when she becomes the age that her father was that he did this. Is this going to affect me? Is this going to trigger something? So there's a lot of things that we talk about. One of the reasons why I thought it was important, the multiple reasons to start this chat here live, is to talk about Father's Day. Father's Day is tough. This year I held it together completely. And because I had this project, we purposely put the book to come out right around Father's Day because those of us that are fatherless are kind of walking around like, what do we do on this day? And, we're used to kind of doing it alone and going it alone. And sorry, I'm looking at my hair on here. And I wanted something to be special for everybody out there for Father's Day. So if you're just joining us, the book is called The Fatherless Daughter Project, Understanding Our Losses and Reclaiming Our Lives. Someone just said Father's Day is the hardest day, Miss Gonzalez. And it is, you're right. Go to fatherlessdaughterproject.com and take our survey. Every girl that took our survey said, hands down, Father's Day is the hardest day of the year for them. So I totally get it. And you're right. We have a lot coming at you. We have a lot in store that we're going to do with this project to help fatherless daughters really all around the world. We have people from Australia to New Zealand to Africa, all over the place that are on our tribe and that write to us. And we got so much response and we continue to get so much response about this phenomena that we thought it was very important once we got the book done, because that is a huge undertaking, to do our first masterclass for fatherless daughters. So if you're wondering what that is, it is, yes, we took the name from Oprah. Everybody's doing masterclass these days, so we thought, why not? We didn't steal it. We just like the name. But it's the Fatherless Daughter Project Masterclass. And you'll be part of the very first masterclass. And I think what we want to do is, it's actually October 14th through 16th here in Atlanta. If you can't physically be here, we are going to make it into a course and something that, you can get at your own home. But we would love, love, love to help you. I've attended a lot of retreats, through my self-help days and, being an author and a life coach and all the things that I do in my regular life. And I think a retreat is a great forum for people to get together and share and bond in a way that you can't do in your own home or with a book. Or, even just an online course. So we're going to have a 3-day weekend. It's going to come, where you're going to come in on Friday, October 14th and stay through October 16th. We're still trying to look at how many people we're going to let into this. We want to keep it special and small enough that we all get what we need from it. And we're opening it up to fatherless daughters everywhere. If you go to fatherlessdaughterproject.com, there is something that you can fill out, and it lets us know if you're interested in coming. And then we're going to kind of look at the numbers. We're going to have a healing. We're going to have a powerful day, a couple of days together. We're going to talk about how to reclaim your life, and also how to start dealing with this pain, and what is it, and why is it that it percolates and kind of bubbles up at these inopportune times, like, you know, at a bank teller when you're pissed off, or when a guy says I love you for the first time and you completely lose it because you're scared, because you're so happy. You're also scared you're going to lose him. So there's all these things that we want to talk about, and we're also going to get you started out there to finding your own purpose. So it's going to be a great weekend. We have therapists, life coaches, we have different grief counselors, but it's not going to be a cry fest, everybody. It's going to be very empowering. Obviously, meditation will be involved, a little bit of yoga and exercise, a little bit of a dance party, and you know, just a lot of sharing and a good weekend. So October 14th through 16th, our first Fatherless Daughter Masterclass. So check that out. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is why I personally wrote the book. I wrote the book because it was the book that I needed. Sorry, I went out for a minute. I lost my father when I was 13 years old, and it was back in the 80s. I know I don't look that old. I got some Botox. I'm kidding. But it was back in the 80s, and there wasn't a lot of places for a little girl like me who was 13 to, you know, we didn't have social media. We didn't have the internet like we're doing now. So I was on my own island feeling all this pain and trauma that I couldn't really put my finger on. And so, did you like that, Mary? I liked it too, my Botox comment. Oh, Kyra, girl. Hey, Kyra. Anyway, sorry, I'm totally ADD. I'm sorry, y'all. But really, I wanted a book that would speak to me about fatherlessness and what it means and how it made me feel. And I wanted something that would catch any girl at any time during her journey. Kind of like a little guidebook or a Bible, if you will, that she could stash away, you know, in her side drawer and pull out anytime something came her way, whether it was a new job, becoming a mother for the first time, how she reacts to pain and resentment, and how she becomes resilient. Because a lot of studies that are out there, when we were doing the research, Dr. Karen Louise and I, we realized that a lot of the research was really freaking outdated. It was old, it was negative, and that is not who we are. We do have pain, we do have a history, and we all have a story, but we're also resilient. And our past does not have to define who we are. We can use it to redefine who we become. We just had Naomi join us, and she's talking about court systems and different things with limiting the father-daughter relationship. And we get into detail in that. There's not one thing we did not talk about in this book, I promise you. But I wrote the book because, again, it was the book that I needed. Hey, Julie. Hey, sister in LA. It was the book I needed. It was something that I wish I had had, and so I fought very hard for it. I started writing the book in my 20s. I wrote the book in a memoir form, and got on the Today Show of all places, and kind of had an epiphany that this wasn't just about me, it was about fatherless daughters everywhere. So I went back to the drawing board. I got my girlfriend involved with me, and we started from scratch. and did research. I am a registered nurse. Karin is a psychologist, and we wanted to put our backgrounds as well as our experiences together to make sure that we wrote a very well-rounded book that really hit you and talked about fatherlessness from every single angle. So our time is a little bit up. I'm so excited that everybody joined. Let me know on Facebook if you think this really helped. And if you like these chats that we're having, because if you do, I can do them all the time. Again, we're going to have our retreat October 14th through 16th here in Atlanta. You can get the book, The Fatherless Daughter Project, at any bookstore. If you get it at Amazon, please write a review. The bigger our mouths are out here, the bigger our message is, the more we're heard. I want 2016, at least the latter half of 2016, to be for fatherless daughters, and I want everybody to hear our voices. It's really, really, really important. So if you get the book on Amazon, write a review. I don't care what the review says. Make it honest. We're going to continue to work for this cause. This is my life's work, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to continue this. And I really, really appreciate, for my very first ever live chat on Facebook, for everybody to jump on and do this. I really, really appreciate it. It was so much fun. Again, thank you for everything. Check us out at fatherlessdaughterproject.com. We have multiple Facebook pages. We have Fatherless Daughter Project. We have Fatherless Daughter Tribe, where you can, get on and be invited, and we'll accept you, and you can talk about anything you need to talk about. I know on Father's Day, I had a lot of people sending messages and saying, hey, I don't know what to get my father. I can't find a card that says, I haven't talked to you in a year or two, or you never let me crawl in your lap. And not to make light of this, but it's hard. It's hard. We're all trying to find our place out there. But you have a home now. The Fatherless Daughter Project is here. We're your home. And I can't wait to one day meet all of you. And thanks so much for attending this first ever live chat. Talk to you soon.